Let's do
Do
this.
do
We're
do.
on.
Here we are. Here
Here
we
we
are.
are.
Here we are. Here we are.
Speech therapy. What's up,
Hi,
everybody?
everybody.
How's everybody doing
Hello.
today?
How is everybody doing? Welcome back. Stephanie and I
Oh,
had a little sabbatical
little
for a
hiatus.
couple weeks. A hiatus. Yeah,
It
I'm going
was
to
nice though, girl. I had some. Went to the beach. I mean, you were on that motorcycle vacation. I even took
Yes.
time off from Empowered Conversations. I resumed that back on Wednesday the first,
Oh,
and
good. Good. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
absolutely
Just sharing this to my page.
awesome. It's
Come
weird. We have a
watch
like. Okay,
us.
now, okay, I was going to say we had a like without even a viewer, and now we at least have one viewer. What's going on? Whoever that viewer is,
It could be
say
me.
your name. I could be Siobhan.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, I know. I
Welcome.
was saying to
Welcome.
Stephanie before we got on here, I was a little out of practice with setting up everything. I
Hmm.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, running around and then trying to get my computer up and running, which I did again. It kind of crashed on me, but because of those headphones, right? So here I am. I am attached to my computer again today with the intention by September 1st to have a new computer.
Oh,
That's
and
what
I mean,
I've
you know what? That's
decided.
next week. That's Wednesday.
I
Good
know.
things are happening on Wednesday next week. You
Yeah.
know,
So,
I'm
and you just
interviewing.
didn't.
Yeah, I'm interviewing Malcolm Evans next
Oh,
Wednesday. You
oh,
see him on
Carol.
Carol's Craft Cocktails with Carol,
Yeah.
and he's fabulous. I'm super excited about that. So,
Excellent.
hey, we got a few viewers, guys. We're making my Deepo Rickenlicious jalapeno crispy bacon egg sprinkled with chives, and Siobhan's going to modify it with. Tell them what you're modifying with for the
I am
bacon.
modifying it with veggie bacon, which that is a thing. It doesn't really,
Hmm.
I won't lie. There's not the fat that there is in bacon, and there's not that flavor, but
Hmm.
it's something, right? I was
Hmm.
gonna do a smoky, crunchy tofu, but I decided
Yeah, that would have
I
been.
didn't really want to do that when I
Hmm.
could just go get bacon, and I just thought, well,
Hey,
I'll just do bacon because it was
and
simple and
I was telling you a while ago, I actually burnt. So I went to Whole Foods and I got, two pieces of bacon because
yeah,
that's all I need,
yeah,
and I damn burned it. Luckily, I mean, I'm talking, I don't mean just overcooked it a little bit. I mean, burned it. It's black, it's charred, it's
yeah.
not going to work. And so luckily I had this Krakowski that Tyler's brother sent down for us.
Now
And
I don't even know what that is, Stephanie. To be honest with you,
it looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks
what?
like Canadian bacon.
Ah, okay.
So I cooked that up a little bit and I chopped it up very tinily. So
Yeah,
I'm going to be sprinkling that at the end. And yeah, super excited. This is the last recipe that I have to upload a photo to my cookbook that I'm sending to
yeah.
publishing. This, finishing it tomorrow and sending it on Monday.
Yay! That
Really
is
excited about that.
so exciting.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a hardcover or a soft cover?
Hard. Oh, it's going to be hard.
Oh,
This is to the nine. This is I'm not, because this is my first. I think,
yes.
I want it done right, and I want it done to set a precedence of the quality because I want it to be quality.
Yes.
Even the
Yeah.
pictures that I was sharing yesterday, it's not going to like necessarily look like that because when they get their editing team and their design team on figure configuring the pictures and the look of it, it'll look similar, but
Yes.
hopefully a lot better, more colorful.
Yes. Yes.
So
Th- Excellent.
yeah,
Excellent. Great, great, great. So you went to the beach, you went to Myrtle Beach
yes, I went to Myrtle Beach.
and had your solo vacation. That's like the second or third time you've done it. It's almost like it
No,
sounds like it's being an annual thing.
well, I did it for the first time last year.
Yeah.
I did it last July. I was there for like 8 days. My really good friend John gifted me his home. He said, "Yeah, absolutely, go down there, spend your time, do what you need to do." And
Yeah.
then this year, I was like, you know what, I need that again. And I reached out to him. He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." And it was a little bit shorter. And you know what's weird is that this time, like last year, I needed a lot of alone time
Yeah.
because I was still working through all of this stuff that I'd been holding on to that I felt like I was pregnant with and ready to birth.
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
like there was like this. It is a girlfriend of mine talked about this invisible wall, but it's
Yeah.
still that wall, but it's a perceived wall in your own mind, or maybe not even perceived, because there are still
Mm-hmm.
things in there that are within the subconscious that are blocking you from taking that action or doing whatever. And it's like that was apparent for me a year ago.
Yes.
And what that did is doing that vacation just obliterated that wall. And then over the coming months, so much, was birthed that I had been, holding on, creating in my heart
Yes.
and my soul. So this year I didn't need as much alone time. I spent a lot of time with friends and really important people, some of the most important people in my life.
Uh,
And we just had a terrific time, but it was still very cathartic because what's
yeah.
funny is Myrtle Beach for me, okay, it's a different experience. People are like, Myrtle Beach, what's so great about Myrtle Beach? It's not that Myrtle Beach in and of itself is like this entity of phenomenal fabulousness. I mean, because I
Right.
could think of many places like
Mm-hmm.
Amsterdam, New York,
Yes.
California, Paris. But
Yes.
I lived in Myrtle Beach for so long,
I'm listening.
and
Yeah.
it's such a charged up significance for me. And I
The
talk about that
energy.
in my autobiography. But yeah, so tell us about
Oh,
your yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
I
like
know. Yeah, it's
that's
the
where I
energy.
became
It's yes,
who
it's
I
the
am.
energy of it. Yeah. And so
So
I went on a motorcycle vacation for 2 weeks. And
hmm
if you're a follower of mine or you've watched Food Therapy, you know that I had some issues, some fear around gravel roads and riding on
hmm
gravel roads. And I
yeah,
worked with my coach on this protocol, and it's called RTM protocol is what it is, and it's for people who suffer with PTSD. And when my coach first asked me if I wanted to um, be a subject for her, because she was studying to do this, and only psychiatrists and doctors are able to do this, but she
hmm
because she is high status in her world, in her company, in her business, she got the authorization from a psychiatrist, and she's the psychiatrist has been following her. And I actually brought it up on my phone so I could read a little bit of what RMT protocol is,
hmm
because I didn't
hmm
just get on my motorcycle and ride and have it all be done.
right,
So
right.
RTM has been proven particularly effective for treating veterans. But the focus of RTM is
hmm
to separate the traumatic feelings from the memories using a relaxed re-imaging process. Clients are guided to disassociate themselves from the traumatic memories, and while separated from feelings of fear, terror, or helplessness, make changes to that memory, and it no longer signals a fight, flight, or fright mode. So I will share with you, I was in a motorcycle accident. I was a passenger on the back of a motorcycle about 11 years ago, and we had an accident, and I got on a gravel road, and I was thrown from the motorcycle. Luckily, none of us were seriously injured.
hmm
The rider of the motorcycle had a broken elbow and some broken fingers, and I had sprained
Oh,
my hip and my shoulder. However, I didn't really think this had bothered me so much. Although
hmm
I'm a motorcycle rider myself, I'd never went on gravel roads on my own, never really had an intention or a desire to do that. But
right.
on this motorcycle trip, riding with two people who have off-road motorcycles or motorcycles that can do off-road, and lots of fun, highway service, truck service, lumber serviced roads that are dirt road, not heavy gravel, but dirt. And
Right.
I was still, when we were in the planning mode four
hmm
months ago, I couldn't even sit through a conversation when they talked about gravel roads. I was like,
Yeah, I
nope,
remember.
I am not doing a gravel road. You guys can do a
hmm
gravel road. I'm not doing a gravel road. I have no desire to do a gravel road. And
hmm
I had to walk away from some of the conversations we were having because I was like, nobody's
Right.
listening to me. I don't want to do a gravel road. And so they said, we're
Right.
not planning on doing a gravel road intentionally. But so I thought, I need help with this. And
Yeah.
Natalie, my coach, at the same time, had offered me some of this
I have a
RTM
question. Is
protocol.
RTM the same thing as EMDR, eye movement? Um,
No, no,
it's similar. Yeah.
there was no eye movement or anything. This was all about,
It's a reprocessing. It's not necessarily eye movement. It could be tones going back and forth in the ear as you're talking
no,
about a memory, but it does the same thing.
no, it's called the reconsolidation of traumatic memories.
Okay. Okay.
So it had nothing to do with sound. It had nothing to do with eye movement. It was all about visualization and
Mm-hmm.
visualizing myself doing a task within 30 seconds that had nothing to do with anything. And then I had to, and over again, replay this task for 30 to 45 seconds, and then do it backwards for less than a second.
Nice.
Which, yeah, and picturing it in black and white, picturing it in color, putting it on a movie screen, having me watch myself watch the movie from the projection booth, like crazy stuff that my brain actually was hurting. Like, I was like, why are we doing this? And it's amazing what the subconscious can do, right? Like, there was part of the
Absolutely.
exercise where I had to be up in a projection booth, looking
Mm-hmm.
down at myself watching the movie of myself riding on the back of this motorcycle, and
Yeah.
then like in black and white, and then I had to do it in color, and then I had to do it 30 seconds backwards, and then front, like all this stuff for the brain to have to do. But what it
Right.
did do in the end
To
was
help you process.
disassociate the feelings
Hmm.
from the
Yes.
gravel road.
Yes. Yes.
And it took the fear away,
Hmm.
because I, in my reimagined, like the end result is, of course, you reimagine the traumatic event with a different outcome, or you do it
Right.
differently. And what would you do differently? And my reimagined outcome of that gravel road, that fateful day 11 years ago, was I was riding my own motorcycle, and I was in control, and I knew what I was doing.
Hmm.
And so that was the end result of that, and it's about a 6 week process. And then, because my husband also said, Siobhan, we're not intentionally doing gravel roads, but what if we come up against highway construction
Exactly.
and there's
Yep.
gravel that you have to ride? And
Hmm.
sure enough, about 4 hours into our trip, on the very first day, there had been a landslide outside of a local town, and
Hmm.
there was gravel. And my friends that were riding
Yeah.
with me, everybody was looking at
So
me.
how
My
was it?
three
So
other,
how was it? How did you emotionally react to it?
fine. I didn't emotionally
That's
react at
awesome.
all.
Yeah.
In fact, I actually welcomed the challenge. I
Oh,
was like, okay, here's a
that's
gravel road.
wonderful. I love it.
And I wasn't nervous. It was just okay, because I had also done a lot of training on my motorcycle this year. I took two advanced courses for
Hmm.
motorcycle riding. I had done a track day, which was all about cornering, and I had ridden quite a lot. And I had done a big trip back in July, riding on highways. So I was confident in my motorcycle skills. So when we hit this gravel, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. And really, my mindset was, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to ride it like any other ride. And it was fine,
Right.
like nothing. We all high fived after, and it was
Hmm.
wonderful. And then about a week into our trip, uh, not even a week, like about 5 days after our trip, no, maybe it was about a week. Anyway, we had friends of ours join us, and they were talking about doing a service road to this little hick town called Dunster, British Columbia.
Okay.
Probably a population of 100. It's this
Oh,
little
that's tiny. That's
hokey town.
tiny.
Hokey town. It's got a general store. It's got a museum. It's got a couple houses, but it was on this dirt road, a 32-kilometer dirt road that sort of ran parallel to the highway.
Yeah.
And and I said, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. Everybody else is going to do it. I'm going to do it. So
Hmm.
I said, let's go. And I had a backup plan with my husband that if there was a spot in the road that I didn't feel comfortable with, that I would just get off my bike and walk, and then he would ride it, right? Like if there was a section
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
heavy gravel or
Yeah.
anything that I didn't want to do, that I would just get off my motorcycle and he would ride it. And you know what? There was no part. There was even a part where my friend said, "Oh my God, I didn't think you were going to do that section at all." And I said,
Yeah.
I wasn't even nervous. I was just letting the bike do its thing and listening to the
Right.
bike, because I had gotten so used to listening to my bike and figuring out what
Hmm.
the gear what's a happy power in my motorcycle. So it was absolutely amazing. I was so happy
That
with
is
myself. My
awesome,
friends
Sandy.
were happy with me. Like, it was just a
Yeah.
big celebration because they all knew how
Yeah.
how and I said I've done a lot of work on it, which I had done a lot of work. So I was really pleased. And it's so funny because then one of the guys said, "Oh, now that we know Siobhan does gravel roads, let's do this and let's do this." And I'm like, you know what? I'm quitting while I'm ahead. I love that I did that 32-kilometer gravel road, but I'm not going to actively seek out gravel on this trip. It's enough that I did it. So,
Hmm.
but it was an amazing trip. I never done anything like that. I rediscovered my love of camping. I
Yeah.
absolutely love camping. And so I love that, and we had all the stuff and more, and had a great tent and an air mattress, and what you can fit on a motorcycle to go camping, it's
I
freaking
love that picture
amazing,
that it was a
amazing.
joke. It wasn't your like
Yes,
it was
that's right, with the
like everything
suitcases
but the
strapped on.
kitchen sink. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So where are we in our recipe now? I've
I've
taken
already
the.
got two eggs like done and filled, but I'm just gonna fill the other ones.
Okay,
But
so
I
I
just
have.
did pick the pictures for my cookbook.
Yeah, so I've done my eggs, I've taken my yolks out, and now the great
Hmm.
thing about this recipe is that we use Greek yogurt and not
Yes,
mayonnaise. Greek
yes.
yogurt for the health. I'm putting in the Greek yogurt right now. And then, ooh, the little bit of spice, we got horseradish
Oh,
and
horseradish.
pickled jalapenos.
Yes.
And I
And
thought I
what's
took,
crazy is that I thought I had a jar of pickled jalapenos. And
ah,
I was ransacking. I'm like, oh my God. But luckily,
you
I
do,
went to
yeah.
Lowe's today getting groceries and they had pickled jalapenos.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
yes, yes,
Yay! I'm just looking
yes,
for my
yes.
horseradish that I took out. That it's right
Uh-huh.
here. Okay, good.
And I'm
All
going to
right.
share these with my Airbnb guests.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, I've
great.
got two Airbnb guests in from Honduras,
Oh,
and they
wow.
are so sweet. They're wonderful, and
Yes.
so I think this will be a little surprise. You're like, hey, have some deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are going
Okay,
to be
one.
spicy, y'all.
They are because it's got the horseradish, pickled
And the
jalapenos,
pickled
and then the
jalapenos.
juice. I
Yeah, a
love
little bit of the juice.
jalapenos.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like me. I like to add that extra flavor. You don't have to add the juice, but I do that for the extra
Oh, no,
flavor.
I
Yeah,
will
if you're
add.
just joining us, we've been talking about our vacations, and
Yeah.
I'd gone to Myrtle Beach, and it was just a cathartic experience for me being down there.
Yes.
It was amazing, and Siobhan
Yeah.
was sharing about her motorcycle trip and how she overcame a fear of being on a gravel road because of a previous accident that she had had using this therapy
Yes.
called RTM.
RTM, yeah,
RTM.
RTM protocol.
You'll have to go back and rewatch from the beginning because
Yes.
we've shared some really good gold nuggets today.
Yes, we
And
have.
I know everybody's got nothing else better to do than to go back,
No,
And
no.
speaking of that, I was like, I was at the beach last week, and that's when my episode came out on the Roku TV with the
Oh my
Nemo,
God.
and I couldn't watch it because it wasn't out on YouTube yet.
Right.
And I couldn't
Oh,
watch it
okay.
because I didn't have a Roku. John doesn't have a Roku TV, so the house I was staying at, and so I had to wait till I got back. Of course, on pins and needles.
Ooh.
Tyler and I wound up watching it. Oh my God, y'all, we were laughing our asses off because
Oh
waiting.
my
Like Clemenza
God.
texted me on Thursday night really late, said it's up on YouTube, and I'm like, let's watch it. And Tyler says, no, let's do it at your house tomorrow where we can stream it to the TV.
Yes.
So we did, and I waited, y'all. I know y'all be surprised, but I waited for Tyler to come up and we streamed it to my big screen. And I've got pictures of it. I need to post them. But I'm laughing my ass off because if you know me, then you hear me, you hear me oohing
Yeah.
and on because
I
they
know.
had me mic'd during the whole show as
Oh,
opposed to
oh.
just and Tyler and I just look at each other. We're just laughing. But then, so I waited because it's still Saturday when we watched it. And
Yeah.
everybody's out doing fun things. And I'm like, I'm going to wait to share it. I'm going to wait to send it out because I shared it, but then I started sending it, because freaking Facebook and YouTube don't like one another. So I'm like,
Right.
because I share his YouTube videos all the time and I won't get a single engagement. I'm like, well, who's going to see this? But no, people
Right.
actually, I think people were like looking and watching. So
Yes.
that really squoze my heart. Squoze.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
gosh.
I was so happy. I was so proud. And, I'm just so excited. about it. And Clemens is hilarious, and
He's
I
a great
he,
personality.
oh
I
my
loved
God,
it. He had all of his family there. They're
yeah.
watching in the kitchen, and he's got such a. And you took a lot of food to the homeless shelter too, didn't you? At that you cooked, or was that a new?
Oh, that was completely different. So I
Okay.
flew in on Sunday the 11th, and that's when we filmed the show.
Oh,
Like
okay.
of July 11th. But no, I didn't. I went. So then I spent 4 days with Clemenza and his friends and family, and then I took the Staten Island ferry to New
Ah,
York City by
yeah.
myself and met up with my girlfriend Tina, and
Oh
her and
my
I spent a
gosh.
couple days, and that is where I stayed at the hostel. And the reason I
Right.
chose on Wednesday night, I booked the hostel because I was going to be sleeping like on the floor or the couch at where Tina's staying in this
Yeah.
like one bedroom right now, sharing it with a couple.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to see what Airbnb has. And
Good
damn
for
sure
you.
they have this hostel, and the proceeds of the hostel go to feeding on Fridays. On Fridays, they get together and they feed the homeless population, and it was
Ah.
delicious food. It was like
Oh
pizza
my
with
gosh.
avocado and orange
Yeah.
peppers, and they had this curry rice, and they're
Oh wow.
vegan. There was no meat whatsoever. But also, people who were coming through were
Yeah.
not all hungry. I mean, they were feeding anybody,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know.
that's
And
beautiful.
I was like, this is meant to be. I'm supposed to stay here. I'm supposed to do this. And yeah, I got up Friday morning really super early, met them at their kitchen, and then went with them and did that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a beautiful thing to be able to contribute
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
do. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah. I loved that when I saw that post. But that TV show was so funny. I too
it
put it up
was.
on the big screen and I
Yes,
thought,
and I
"Oh my
loved it.
God, I'm watching someone famous."
This cracks me up. Like,
Anytime I put anything on the TV, I put some of my stuff on the big screen, and then
yeah,
it's like, "Oh my
yeah.
God, this is so weird to see me on the big screen."
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
So, oh
everybody,
my,
where you, do we have any?
go ahead.
We don't have any comments. We've got people on. Who's on today? And tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, it's probably our friends. It's probably where
Yeah.
y'all tuning in from. I just see y'all see these people, but I don't see any
Well,
comments.
up here in BC, we've got some more COVID restrictions coming back
We do too. We do
because
too.
we're a little bit out of
Uh,
control right now up here. Masks are back as
uh-huh.
mandatory inside, and
Yep.
that's one thing. And they're coming out with a vaccination card.
Yep.
Another
They're doing
thing,
that here.
yeah. So yeah, so who knows what's going to happen in the fall? I was supposed to do. I was talking with Stephanie with the laughter yoga. So I'm
Yes.
coming
So
up. I've come up with some package pricing for my laughter yoga for corporations and businesses, and in-person pricing and online pricing, and
yeah.
packages for organizations that may want to bring me in once a month, once every two
Yeah.
months. Maybe they want to book me for 4 sessions because the one session is just so dang awesome.
Yeah.
So working on that, but again, the in-person is suddenly gone. I was supposed to speak, or not speak, do laughter yoga for a weekend convention coming up in September, but it's all on hold right now because she doesn't even know. She's had registrants come and cancel because of the COVID. So, it's okay. The thing is, you just got to roll with the punches.
Right.
I'm not getting fired up about anything because it's all out of my control.
Right.
It's all out of my control, and there's people fired up everywhere. And I'll let them do the firing. And the people who want to have the big discussions on the internet and the webs and the Facebook,
Uh-huh.
they can do that. I've looked at some pretty disturbing conversations where, we're adult people treating each other like shit, basically,
Oh my
which I
gosh. I
don't
was
think which I don't think ever would happen face to face. Like what people think that they can call people, they
when you
make a
can't. Yeah.
comment,
Exactly.
they make a simple comment, and somebody's like, you're a fucking asshole. Really? Would this be a
Yeah.
conversation you'd have in person? Never. I guarantee you,
Right.
because some of these people I even know. Like and some of them I'm just like, okay, you know what? I don't want to see this side of you. I don't want to see this
Right.
angry side of you that's going to belittle people for their for their choices. I mean,
Absolutely. And you know what,
yeah.
Siobhan? I was just talking with an Airbnb guest last night. We were out to dinner and we had an amazing conversation. And we both were very respectful of one another's opinions. And that's one of the
Hmm.
things that, that we were both sharing is that just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I have to hate you. And my big thing, and y'all, I'll say this and I'll say this and I'll say this. My big thing is no one has my life experience and can see the world
Yes.
through my eyes unless you have experienced what I've experienced, and vice versa. And it's you can't go, you're wrong and I'm
Oh, I
right.
yeah.
You are right, and relative to your own individual sense experiences and your life that creates your mindset, and your your,
Yes.
your mind creates what your eyes see. And all you can hope to do is to just be what you say that you want to
Yep.
see, be what you talk about,
Yep.
and exemplify that in a way that empowers or inspires somebody to say, hey, you know what, I that was a different perspective, let me think
Yep.
about that. And but it's not about changing someone's opinion, and
No, no, it's really not. And I think that social media is given because people are all hiding behind their computer screens. So it really
yeah.
makes it
Hmm.
easy for them to be more vocal or say things that have no repercussions because they're not
Yeah,
looking the person in the eye. They're not seeing the reactions that maybe they're invoking in others and not looking at themselves either, really. But
exactly. Oh, and there was something, oh God, what was it I saw today? Ooh, was it a video? Oh God, I have these, like, literally, y'all. I having these empowered conversations with so many different people. Like,
yeah.
okay, so this guy, okay, y'all, this is serious too. This guy, my Airbnb guy, he's like, so what do you like to do for fun? And it's so hard for me to answer this question because it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and then as the course of of our dinner goes, and I'm like, this is fun. This is
Yeah.
what I love. Like my life, my antenna are for fun, for
Yes.
seeking joy,
Yes.
for seeking
Yes.
joy. Again, it's not about being happy all the time, but it's about like what do you do for fun? Like what do I not do for fun? And
Yes.
I
Yeah.
seriously. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I have a fun life. I have a fun day with my cats. If
yes,
that's fun. Hanging out with my cats,
mhm,
honestly, is kind of fun.
yes, I know.
I enjoy watching. That's why I've turned into the crazy cat lady is because I
I love
have
you.
I know I love my cats and
Oh,
if
I
those
got a
who are
story.
follow oh,
Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry. I'm ADD, y'all. Go
oh
ahead and finish.
sorry. I thought you had. I was just going to say, if people were following along, my cat was diagnosed with
Yeah,
diabetes right before we went on vacation,
yeah.
and she's requiring insulin twice a day, and
Gosh.
we gave her. Graham and I did it the first few days, and then we left. And we had a new house sitter, and she had to give her the needle. And then after, she could only stay a week. And then we had our neighbor with his son coming in and giving her a needle, and we
Mm,
were getting a couple horror story texts of we're wrapping her in blankets, and it's getting to be a really
yeah,
challenge, and it's getting
yeah,
hard. And so when we came home, she was a little traumatized, but
yeah.
she lets her mommy give her shots. And
Yeah.
so, and I was the one who was like, I don't want to give the shots. Oh my God, I've never given needles before. And it's just a teeny tiny needle.
Right.
And the first couple times I was jamming it in really hard because I was thinking I got to get it in there, and that was causing Maze
Yeah.
distress.
Mm,
And then I
yeah.
realized, okay, I just need a little poke. And she understands. Like I did YouTube, I had an appointment with the vet because it was going, and you really need to make the cat aware of that. It makes them feel better. And
Right.
what will happen over time is that they will realize that the needle is good for them and makes them feel better. And
Right.
so since we've been home a week now, and Maze and I have an understanding. Graham's taken himself out of the equation because the last time Graham had to give a shot,
Yeah.
we were both together, and it's too much when there's two of us on
Right.
top of the cat. And I also realize we don't pick up the cat and take her somewhere to get her shot. Like Graham was doing
Yeah.
it on the counter here. Instead, get down to where she is, get to her level, because
Right.
she's usually lays down after she eats and has a bath and everything
Mhm.
else. So
Yeah.
we have the talk. I let her see the needle, the whole contraption, and
Right.
smell it. And she kind of knows, like, she knows what it is, but now she's not. If she walks away, it's not like she's running and hiding. She just walks a couple feet, and then I crawl and
Yeah.
follow her and say, "Okay, you know what? We got to do this. Let's you and I. We're just
Right.
going to do it. I'm pinching it. I'm going in, and it's out." Like the more if I hesitate, she gets anxious. So I got to really commit. Do it. Done. And
Right.
this
Right.
morning it was like a 3 second process. It was like, okay, Maze, we're doing this. I squeezed, I injected, I let her go, and it was fine. And there was nothing. There was no sound. There was no nothing. So I was real.
So today was like best of all the times so far.
Yes, this morning was.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it is just getting better because it is something that we'll probably have to do maybe for the rest of our lives. That
Yeah.
said,
Didn't you say
if
that the
her
nurse wanted to go to the pill?
she said, yeah. So the nurse said, the vet said that if her numbers improve over the next couple
Hmm.
months,
Hmm.
that she may be able to go to an oral dose for diabetes. But
Gotcha.
yeah, but if not, then that's what she's got.
And
So
I
any
love that picture that you posted of the other cat. Like it looked like it's amazing. Animals do know when another animal is
Oh,
hurting or who
oh,
is
for
hurting.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So Susie, who's also been a healing cat for me when I had shingles, Susie never left my side. And
Yep.
when we were both back from vacation, they were both all over Graham and I. But Susie's like, looking and so concerned. Like when Susie's getting the needle, Maze is getting the needle. Susie's like right there looking at her,
Yeah.
and she'll go up and she'll lick her afterwards. And the night last week when we all had a big fight, well, Graham and Maze had a fight,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting with Susie, and Susie's with me, and Graham and Maze are kind of like not looking at each other, which was the family dynamic. Susie was
Hmm.
like, "I'm going to go look after Siobhan." And Maze is pissed off, so I'm going to leave her. And Graham was pissed off. Graham's like, "How long do we have to do this for?" Because he was just upset that he
Yeah.
couldn't get her to be controlled. But in
Yeah.
the end, it's not about the power, it's about the gentleness, right? It's about the
Exactly.
the love. It's not about I need to give this
Hmm.
to you and you gotta or
And
sneak up on the
her
cat.
and her
Yeah.
wanting to be better.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, and Susie and Maze have been like Susie's just been so close to Maze and looking after her and making because now all of a sudden because Maze was the big fat cat. Now we know why.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, but now Susie's bigger than Maze because Maze is just a little skinny
Right. She's
now.
lost a lot of weight. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah, she lost 2 kilograms, which is like over 5 pounds. And for a cat who
Wow.
weighed, yeah, and our cat weighed about 9 pounds, so she lost a lot of weight. But now and when we were patting her, you could feel her bone, like her spine, right,
Oh.
like it was right there. But now it feels like she's actually maybe gaining some healthy weight back. That she's getting the nutrition that she needs now, and got her on a
Awesome.
special diet and all that stuff.
Awesome.
So here are my deviled egg. I can't pick them
Here are
up because they're on
mine.
a cutting tray, but here are mine. Oh, yum! And here are mine. I'm actually going to have a bite with it all in there now, and see how they taste.
And I know I wanted to say this. Oh my God, I
Mmm.
haven't.
Oh my God. Mmm.
Mm,
I love that jalapeno, that pickled jalapeno. It is
mm.
so good.
And I'm liking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving this Krakowski. So I
Mmm.
burnt
I'm
my
going.
bacon. Like I mean,
Yeah.
black, crisp. Burnt my bacon. Couldn't use it.
Yep.
So luckily I had this Krakowski. It's like Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
I crisped that up, and that is what I have on my eggs instead of the bacon, and it's
Yum.
really delicious.
I'm gonna have to
So
look at
now I
that.
want to tell y'all a story. My friend Laura, one of my best soulmate girlfriends. I'm nuts. Everybody knows that.
Yep.
And in a
You
good
are.
way. Cry, 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 cry in a good way. Anyway, whenever I show up to her house, her dog Zelda always barks, and she doesn't bark at anybody else, but she barks at me. But then she comes up and she lays on my leg. She lays on me. So obviously she
Yeah.
loves me. And Laura likes to tease me. Yeah, Zelda like she don't like you. She's always like bark. Like I won't even be out of my car, and
Yeah.
Zelda will be out the glass door barking. And so she goes, it's because this is a very calm house where Laura lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like Laura and I are very dichotomous in
Yeah.
personality. I'm bi and she's like real mellow, kind of. But anyway, And she's like, yeah, you get up. And she's like, woof, woof, woof. And I was like, no, that's her way going, Stephanie's here, Stephanie's here, Stephanie's here. You know, so Laura says, Stephanie, you're like a hummingbird on net. And we could not stop laughing. And I think the I saw a picture of a hummingbird. And I see she doesn't really get on Facebook very much, which she's a big honking goob. And I'm like, I was going to tag you like as the next day a picture of a hummingbird rotating on my newsfeed. I think actually
Oh
Chris
my.
Roy from Quantum Empowerment had posted
Oh,
it.
okay.
And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta share this and tag Laura. But like she ain't gonna see it for 3 weeks, you know. But and then there was a hummingbird at Tyler's the other night, and I'm like, oh my God, because obviously he was laughing. He was, yep, that's an accurate description. Hummingbird
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
So these are delicious, y'all. These are
They
diesel
are
yummy.
really good. I'm actually going to I'm going to sprinkle when I get off because I don't think I can
Mm-hmm.
reach. Oh, actually I can. I'm going to sprinkle some smoked paprika
Ooh, I like some of
over
that
my
too.
eggs. Yeah,
Mm,
I'm going to do a little bit of where is it? There it is. Little bit of
there is
smoked
my
paprika. A
eyes.
because as well my bacon doesn't my vegetarian bacon doesn't taste that bacony or
Right.
smoky. So if I add a little
Okay.
bit of smoked paprika, all right, now I'm going to
I
eat
have a
another one.
whole can of paprika, and oh, nope, that's Old Bay. Gee.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm going to eat one more of these.
Yeah, they're amazing. I'm
Mm,
gonna go take some up to my Airbnb guests.
mm-hmm.
I
Yum,
took one up, but I do have roasted, not roasted red pepper, but red pepper. Cayenne. I got some cayenne pepper.
yum,
Woo! Oh,
yum,
ooh.
yum. Well,
That's gonna be hot. And these are a little spicy, but they're not as spicy as you would think. I mean,
no,
it gets
they're
like, oh
not.
my God,
You
you
know, they're
know?
really not. I was really thinking with the
Mm-hmm.
horseradish and
Uh-huh.
the
Mm-hmm.
jalapeno and the juice that they would be too spicy, but I actually added a little bit more horseradish in there. And it's not. It's got a really nice flavor to it. Another winning recipe from your cookbook. I can't wait to see that.
And look for that to come out, guys. I'm going to be
Yeah.
sending it to publishing hopefully on Monday. It'll
Yeah.
be a couple months before they publish it. Hardcover. It's going to be real nice. So, Siobhan, we need to tell everybody what we're
We're,
doing
yeah.
in
Yeah.
lieu of, yeah.
Yeah, so Stephanie and I had a discussion the other day, and what we're going to do is come the fall, September, we're going to take food therapy to once a month
Hmm.
because we want to have the best. We want to have the best value and entertainment
Right.
for you. And we are also going to be focusing on our own brands a little
On
bit
our own
more.
brands.
On our own
Hmm.
brands as Stephanie launches her Deefericknlicious cookbook. She's probably I think you're going to revamp your Deefericknlicious cook show.
Well, let me speak to that just real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a very unique and funny, fun idea. I'm not going to share it
Okay, that's
yet.
right. Yes.
Very unique, fun, funny idea to bring Deepa, like just the entity and brand of Deepa Rick and Licious back on a regular basis. I'm through the roof excited. I think it's going to be knee slapping, screaming, clapping, laughing, fall on the floor. Hilarious.
Woohoo! Yes.
But yeah, and then
And
we're
I
wanting to
am gonna
spark up the
because
thing.
because now I actually have the Spark Up kitchen and the apron which Stephanie so lovingly look at me massaging my boobs.
Oh,
Stephanie so lovingly gave
oh,
me. I'm gonna launch my own Siobhan Spark Up kitchen show, and if you've been following me along, you know that December Lives kind of I've always wanted to have an online cooking show, and December Lives really sparked that for me, and then
woo.
Stephanie sparked me, and then we got into it right away without any real plan as to where food therapy was going or and it is
Yeah.
very successful and we love doing it, but as well we both need to focus on our brand, so coming
Mhm.
together once a month. Now that said,
Yeah.
Stephanie and I usually talk to each other every day, but
Almost. Yeah.
coming once a month, we'll bring fresh topics. We'll have a month of stuff to bring and talk about, and I'm
Mhm.
really excited for the once a month. We haven't decided when, maybe the last Thursday of every month, since this
But it
is the
also
last.
depends on what's going on with your laughter yoga that
Yes, as
period.
well. And if I'm in the schools or not and
Mhm.
how
Yeah.
that looks. So stay tuned, really. Stay tuned for
Yeah.
further announcements regarding it. But yeah, we're going to be taking it down to once a month and bringing you the best entertainment value that we can with
Entertainment
more entertainment,
and
more
like
conversations, and
quality of,
yes,
not so
quality of
repetitive about
discussions.
everything.
Yes,
Then we should in
exactly.
terms that can say, live your best
I
life.
know.
Be intentional.
There's only so much mindset conversation that you can have
Yeah.
without going, "Oh my God, really mindset again?" So,
Yeah, emotional intelligence again? What
yeah,
the
yeah,
hell?
exactly, exactly. So we're really excited. We're really excited for that next little bit, and we thank all of our viewers for watching us on
Yeah.
a continual basis. And we'll get our
Yeah.
guest stars happening again,
Yes, we
which
will.
has been a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that this might be it. I can't eat any more deviled eggs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take these to Magda and her
Yeah,
husband.
yeah,
After
go
he
do
gets home
that.
about 6, and but I'm gonna go give her one. So,
Yeah,
guys, thank
awesome.
you so much for joining us today.
Thank
Again,
you
if you
so
missed
much.
some of the things from the beginning, you might just go back and watch the first 10, 15 minutes. It's oh so
Yeah,
fabulous.
catch up.
And we will let you know when we're going to be doing our next episode of Food Therapy. I am doing Empowered Conversations with Malcolm Evans on Wednesday
Yay! I will be
specific
watching that.
to, I took a much needed hiatus and break, and to just have fun at the beach and have fun
Yes.
other places, and
Yep.
now it's time to get it back going.
Yep, exactly. September's right around the corner and it's
Yeah, it
time
is.
to gear it back up again.
Yes. Well, guys,
Yes.
again,
Thank you so
Food
much,
Therapy
everybody,
signing
for
out.
watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Right
Bye.